Hello recruits. Welcome to Flight Trial. In this episode of Noct, we will go over the various air-to-air missiles available at our disposal. This tutorial assumes that you are compatible with the game and understand the basics of air combat. If you would like to see the previous episodes, you can watch them here. Chapters have been included for your convenience. Let us begin.
Brother, I came for a bit and heat signature.
Don't do it, brother. No. No, brother, please.
The basics of using IR missiles were covered in the previous video. As of 0.33.4, there are 3 IR missiles in the game: the IRM-S1, the IRM-S2, and the MMR-S3. The IRM-S1 is found on the SAH-46 Chicane, UH-90 Ibis, and VL-49 Tarantula. While it can be effective against air targets, these platforms are support aircraft and are not built to dogfight. However, it can be used to intercept incoming missiles, and evasive maneuvers aren't an option.
Are you ready?
Yeah, the Tarantula has. Yep.
It's fired away in here.
Okay. Oh.
Perfect.
Oh, that was
Yeah, you can't do this one.
The IRM-S2 is the bigger brother of the IRM-S1 and is often found on the CI-22 Cricket and in the heater bays of the KR-67 Ifrit and Alcyon AB-4. While not as effective as the MMR-S3, the IRM-S2's advantage is that it is stored in the dedicated heater bays of the Ifrit and the Alcyon, which allows it to be carried without sacrificing other payload. Speaking of, the MMR-S3 is your bread and butter of IR missiles. It is the AIM-9 of nuclear option and can be found on almost every aircraft in the game. Although it does have a longer range than the S1 and the S2, the S3 is still most effective at short ranges where the target has less time to react. As mentioned before, IR missiles can be defeated by cutting throttle and using flares. But there is an exception to this, as one commenter Doomslayer919 pointed out. If an IR missile is fired from less than 1.5 km away, cutting throttle could bleed your energy much faster, since at that range you are likely to be engaged in a dogfight. In this situation, maintaining your energy and dumping flares may be a better option, as it leaves you with more maneuverability once the missile has been defeated. Thank you, Doomslayer919. In addition, keeping your throttle low in contested zones keeps the heat down, which allows you to evade IR missiles easier. Pre-flaring is also recommended if you are expecting an incoming missile.
Oh shoot, I'm sorry, I was like pulling back on the stick and it actually just fired. Sorry, but I'm gonna die here. Really want to keep finishing.
Yeah. Hit me with another one. Oh yeah, that was good. Missiles can also be evaded without the use of countermeasures in specific conditions. You can outrun S1s and S2s in a fast aircraft if one is fired from 4 km away. In other scenarios, when missiles are fired from below the horizon, you can climb rapidly in an effort to drain the missile's energy. Radar missiles. Active radar homing missiles are medium to long range missiles guided by radar and data link. When fired, an ARH missile will guide to its target with the launch aircraft's radar and data link before switching to its onboard radar. There are 2 types of ARH missiles: the AAM-29 Scythe and the AAM-36 Scimitar. The AAM-29 Scythe can be used at medium to short ranges around 3 to 20 km. At closer ranges, hitting the target is not guaranteed due to the 0.5 seconds of guidance time. While it is possible to launch the missile from further away, especially when going faster and higher, it is generally not recommended due to the fact that the enemy will have more time to react and the missile will have less energy.
So, okay, 16 miles, I think that... Actually, that might kill you.
I should be alerted before.
If you just run away, just run, like, turn the opposite direction, turn towards that carrier and just go, like... Hold on.
How many did you fire at me?
1.
I'll be fine.
Oh wait, are you doing it with notching?
Yeah, I am doing it with notching. Because, like,
Oh,
realistically
it's just
speaking.
like you're demonstrating like pneumatic evasion. But with
Nah, no. Nope.
So if you fire a scythe within around 1 mile, as you can see,
It's not gonna track, yeah. I
it
flew
did not
right
track.
past
That
it.
got remarkably close. Stop trying to act like you're gonna notch. You're not gonna notch. Revert back to factory
gonna notch.
settings. Act like you're a new player. Like many of the people
Yeah.
watching today. This has probably happened to you once before, right?
Yeah. Oh no. I just
That
got
happens to you.
faked.
Someone fires a scythe, really close range, and you die. Don't let that happen to you.
The AAM-36 Scimitar is a long-range missile that uses a ramjet engine to burn constantly throughout its flight. As a result, it can achieve and sustain speeds of Mach 4, but comes at the cost of acceleration. The Scimitar's engine takes around 20 seconds to get up to speed. The distance at which the Scimitar will reach its top speed varies based on the speed of the launch aircraft, but a general rule of thumb is to fire if a target is beyond 20 kilometers. An effective tactic when utilizing the Scimitar is cranking. Cranking is a tactic where you fire the missile before turning 45 to 90 degrees away from the target. The Scimitar's main advantage is its speed, because when launched from high altitude and high speed, it can hit almost any target at any range. I see that. I saw that.
Oh, I should your carrier design
Ah,
for fun.
of course you did.
Man, the sky is so awesome. The sky is so blue. No, it really is
Hey.
amazing. Just how blue the sky is. What's that? I see something red approaching me. Oh, it's death.
See, he doesn't have time to react. That's why he couldn't notch.
I may joke about it, but Ray actually does have a point there. I almost had no time to react if I wanted to. If I opened my map, sure, I would have seen it, but most of the time you're focused on
Yeah,
other stuff like sinking carriers.
but how do you defeat a radar missile? Keeping your wits about you is step 1 in countering any threat coming from beyond visual range, and you will have the tools to do so. Your RWR may look useless, but can actually tell you some rather important things, such as if an enemy radar has seen or is tracking you. This can come in handy for preemptively assuming a defensive posture. Against the Scythe, you have two options. The first method is to use the offensive jamming pods found on the EW-25 Medusa and Alcyon AB-4. The second method is to perform a notch. A notch is a defensive maneuver where you fly perpendicular to the target radar and use your onboard ECM jammer. An important thing to note, when multiple sights are fired at a single target, they will spread out in an attempt to make notching difficult for the target.
And as you can see, I'm going to go into third person for this, but the sights, their special feature is being able to spread out when they're fired. As you can see, they're all going to choose different direction they fire to, different direction they fire to.
Which is gonna make it harder for me to notch.
Oh, yeah. Which Ray just did.
This is not a good demonstration.
How did you notch that?
I don't know. However, a scimitar requires us to do something fancier. A scimitar, especially one fired from high speed and altitude, will not give you enough time to detect it, assume a notching position, and begin jamming. To effectively counter the scimitar, you must keep an eye on the map and your RWR for incoming scimitars, notch preemptively, and crank. An important thing to note, scimitars are equipped with home-on jam capabilities. Any attempt to jam a scimitar with the offensive jamming pods, such as the one located on the EW-25 Medusa and Alcyon AB-4, will result in your untimely funeral.
Let's see, what's on the radar agenda today? Oh, there's a red triangle on there. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what that is. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, there's another red triangle now. That one's smaller though. I might as well do my job, I guess. Oh, it's missile. Yeah, let's jam that. Why is it not jamming? Why is it not jamming? Why is it not jamming? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you don't fly the Medusa at very high altitude anymore, because hold on jam is now a thing. Rather regret, I hate it, but it is now a thing.
Some unconventional alternatives. I personally would never use these in a real fight, but they are rather fun to get a kill in, and I am not afraid of revealing my secrets. The Asham 300. This is my favorite unconventional air-to-air missile. While it is an anti-ship missile at heart, we can abuse the fact that it has one of the best guidances and sensors out of any of the options on this list. Being a supersonic cruise missile means it's fast enough to keep up with aircraft, and it has the fuel to stay in the air for long durations. It also doesn't trigger an audio warning from the RWR, simply making the cockpit lights flash red. The ARAD 116. The ARAD 116 will be discussed more in a different tutorial, but in simple terms, it's an anti-radiation missile, meaning it will home on target emitting radar waves such as radars. Most experienced players will counter it by simply turning off their radars, but most new players likely won't know. The AGM-48. Surprisingly, this little air-to-ground missile makes for a good fallback against slow-flying aircraft or helicopters. While its guidance is nothing special and can simply be evaded by pulling an evasive maneuver, it is a valid option in a pinch. The Tusco B. Little Sneeze from Taco Tuesday wouldn't stop talking about it until I included the section about the Tusco. So, here it is.
Hello everyone, Little Sneeze here. As Ray said above, I'm a strong supporter of the air-to-air Tusco. As long as the target isn't actively evading, it'll hit with some consistency.
Hello everyone, this is the unscripted part of the video, and I just wanted to say thank you all so much for the support on the last video, and I hope this video is also up to your standards. I also want to thank Little Sneeze from the Taco Tuesday server for his cameo on the Tusco bit, and all his help with collecting footage for the training that you see. If there's anything that you would like to see in the next video, please leave it down in the comments. I read every single one of them and I try to reply to them as well. And your feedback would be much appreciated. Thank you. That concludes this episode of Knocked. I hope you all found this video helpful. Remember, practice makes perfect. I'll see you in the next one.